Hey, what's up everyone? We are streaming Dungeons and Dragons again. We're gonna pick up right where we left off previously. I won't have the chat right away, but it'll be up in just a moment. We'll start off real quick, describing kind of like a little recap of where we were. They just defeated and plundered the Goblin Cave. And they are now heading back with Sildar and the supplies to head to Phandalin and plot their next path to rescuing Gungeon.
Hello.
I'm Nappa, as always. Y'all go next.
I'm Zeus. And I am Gage. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. No applause needed.
And I'm Nugua.
There you are. Alright. I'll go ahead and describe. It's kind of a it's not quite a full moon, but it's enough that it's very bright outside, even though it's dark. You're able to see just by the moonlight alone. And as you're going down the Tribor Trail, you're nearing up on the town of Phandalin itself. The rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandalin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy briars surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widen into a muddy main streets of sorts as it climbs toward a ruined manor house on a hillside at the east side of town. As you approach, it's very dark. There's the torch lights lighting your way down the path, but they're kind of spread between each shop. You can see a kind of older dwarven man with a bright red beard just waiting over at a shop that reads Barthen's Provisions, and he seems to be waving you down. What do you do? And
We approach.
who is driving the car?
Probably me.
Okay.
Me, Sir Royland of Guy.
Since Sildar's with you, he's kind of sitting in the back of the cart, resting up. As he notices that you're pulling into town, he kind of gets up behind y'all like, "Ah, my friends. Yes, let's secure lodgings and rest. I'm told the local inn is very quaint. We should probably stop by Barthen's, though."
Alright.
You pull over towards Barthen's Provisions, and he goes to the front of the cart and greets you all with a big smile and a hearty laugh. "Hello! Did you make it alright? It's been a while."
Do we look like we made it alright?
I'll take that as you probably want this done quick. Here you go, I have your payment. It's 10 gold for each of you. There's 4, right?
There's
Great.
a fifth one, but he's not here right now. I'll take his.
Oh. I was told there was going to be 4. Anyway, here's 10 gold for each of you. He passes a small pouch to each of you, not including Sildar, and keeps 1 pouch to himself. If you don't mind, just bring the cart around the side of the shop and I'll unload it myself.
Right. Really?
As you pull the cart
you
around.
really unload it yourself.
You're one man. Full card. I need some help. I can help you with that for an extra gold. I can help you unload it.
For 1 extra gold? Alright, sure.
Yeah.
We'll get it done way quicker then. You
Take
help him.
notes, or-
You
I
help
make
him
money.
out with the cart. Help him unload.
I make mention of the all the stuff that isn't his. You know, the lion shield coaster.
Oh yeah,
stuff,
he
whatever.
notices it as he's unloading, and he kind of leaves it in the cart. And you bring it up just as he was about to. What were you planning to do with these extra supplies here?
Well,
I don't know.
I plan to find the rightful owner.
Sildar mentions, I believe these belong to the Lion Show coaster. We'll probably deliver it to them in the morning if you don't mind holding the cart till then. Oh yeah, that would be no problem. No worries. You finish unloading the cart. He pays you your extra gold.
Hey.
And y'all head off with Sildar towards the local inn, which is just next door. It is the it's a quaint little inn called the Stonehill Inn. It's a pretty big inn. It's a newly built roadhouse made of fieldstone. As you enter in, there's a lot of people already nursing mugs and kind of having a go of it. They all kind of eye you curiously as you enter. But after a few moments, they go back to their own business, and Sildar goes ahead of you and goes ahead and secures your rooms. And after he does that, he heads back over to you and explains where they are. Here's your keys to your rooms. They're going to be the first 3 on the right. Take your pick.
Did you pay for these rooms, sir?
Of course. I would always
Oh.
pay. As for your
I appreciate that.
payment, I'll have, like what we discussed in the morning. Just meet me in the town hall.
Will do.
I'm going to go ahead and retire. He heads up the stairs
Quite
and
looking
goes
for
to his
retirement,
room.
sir.
He ignores it as you say that. What do y'all do in this quaint little inn?
I get smashed immediately. I go straight to the bar.
Okay. What are you looking to get? Like, you're talking top shelf
The-
or?
Toughest thing they have.
The barkeep is a young brunette-haired half-orc man, and as he's kind of tending to others, he quickly goes over to you, seeing that look in your eye. What can I do for you?
Give me the strongest, whatever.
I'll
Yeah.
see what I got. Do you have the coin?
Was that a question? So I got the answer, and I slammed down a bag of coins on the table.
All right. He goes sort of to the back of the bar, and he's opening up a cabinet that has like locks on it, and he pulls out this very big, very old-looking bottle and brings it over to you. Now, normally I'd make you promise that you weren't gonna, do no good with this. But, I'll just take your gold and we'll be fine. It'll be 1 gold for this.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You pay the
Thanks
man,
for your service, then.
you
Yeah.
get a bottle of his finest. We're not gonna give it a name, but we're gonna give it a warning. You may want to save it for other nights as well.
It's a bottle of his finest. That's all you need to know.
Nice.
He knows how to deal with a customer, and just giving him a whole bottle usually works.
Sir Royland walks up to the bar and orders a whiskey neat.
5 silver pieces later, and only a moment, and you already have your drink.
Nice.
Negua, you doing anything special?
I'm leaning against the wall in a corner, looking around to try and see who looks like they would have the most money in the room.
Oh, I see. Well, you see a fellow. He looks sort of like a easier target. He's already had a bit to drink, and you size him up. He looks like he's a lot more well off than the other people you've seen so far. He's definitely hanging with other people who seem to be of that caliber as well. There's 3 people at his table, and they are just about as plastered as him. He's an older human male with long, braided hair.
They're pretty drunk.
Yeah. What do you do?
I go over to him and ask him if he wants to dance.
Roll persuasion.
There's like no music or anything in the dance. Depends on the kind of dance, I suppose.
Yeah, there's not really music playing. There's not like any entertainers here tonight.
Bard.
Music, I can provide that. Are you snapping at me?
Yes, I'm snapping at you.
Well, I'm probably not near you, so I wouldn't hear that. And I'm
Ah.
currently indulging myself in
I got a
fine
15.
liquids.
I kind of pat you on the back and point and say, I think she wants music.
You ask him to dance, and he looks up at you. Yeah, sure, that sounds like it'd be real fun.
Wow.
I'm not so good on my feet like I used to be. He kind of starts getting up, and it doesn't look like he's ever been good on his feet, ever, and the alcohol is definitely not helping. He walks over with you to a cleared area of the bar. What about the music? You can't really dance without a tune.
How lively is this place? Did I hear him say that?
I would think that you wouldn't hear it, but just having your barred heart, you know music is needed.
Well, I've downed a couple of something. I don't know. I've gotten a little bit tipsy at this point, so I would have sauntered off of the stool I was on, realizing there was no music and thinking that's a crime. I'll walk over, and I look over to the barkeep and I say, "Barkeep."
Yeah. I'm mixing up my voices, right?
Would you care if I busted out a tune?
Go ahead.
Alright. I pull out my lute and I perform the story of us going into the cave and defeating the goblin and the bugbear, but in a quick, like kind of upbeat, folk style kind of way.
All right, roll performance. And just because of the air in the room tonight, since it's already so stale, you have advantage just because of how dull it already was. It can't be that bad.
23.
All right.
Oh, it's not bad.
It's the hustling and bustling now.
So, Negua, you go ahead and roll your performance with advantage for this dance, and we'll see how this dance goes. And of course, I know you're probably planning to do something during this dance.
I got 16.
Okay. You dance fairly well with the older man who didn't look like it. but he's doing a lot better than you thought he would. He's keeping up with you. Every once in a while though, there's like sort of an inappropriate look from him, and you kind of getting a skeezy vibe from him. So you probably don't feel bad about what you're gonna do, if you would anyway.
Shake him for all he's got.
I want to get him another drink.
Okay. What are you gonna get him? Like, we talking about messing him up to
Yeah.
no return, or like?
Oh yeah.
You head over to the barkeep, and after a moment he gets to you, and he kind of looks at you and looks at the older man who's kind of waiting for you on the dance floor, the newly founded dance floor, and he looks like he's looking you over a little bit, a little confused, and at the same time with a knowing look. He kind of nods at you.
Girls gotta have a little fun.
What can I do for you?
I want something.
I love your money.
I want something. I'm talking to the bartender, right?
Yes.
I want something that I'll wake up in the morning and not know what's happened.
Oh, you may want to be careful, dear, but I'll always help a paying customer. You are a paying customer, right?
Well, how much?
If you want something like that, it's gonna be 10 silver for a glass.
10 silver? I can do that.
Excellent. He mixes you up a drink, and it doesn't look like he's watering it down at all. He slides it over to you, and it's got an aroma. It's kind of a floral, sweet aroma to it, but at the same time, you immediately smell the alcohol as well.
Perfect.
Kind of singes your eyebrows a little bit.
I'll take that over to my friend.
Oh, where you've been? I've been waiting for you.
I got this little drink for you.
Oh, usually it's a guy's job to do that, isn't it?
I'm a modern woman.
I like your style. He takes the glass and smells it. A little fruitier than I'd go, but anything for you. He takes a chug and finishes the glass. He sets it down on the table, just missing dropping it. Like, it just about fell off and shattered with how hard he slammed it down. Well, let's get back to doing it. What are we doing?
You were just about to take me to your room.
Oh, okay. And well, follow me then. He seems to be heading.
Quick transition if I've ever seen it.
He seems to be heading towards the door. You follow him for a bit. He is heading outside. Are you still going with him? Oh, and
How close?
Sir Roland, you do see your friend leaving.
She hasn't had anything to drink, so I mean, whatever she does is in good conscience.
Okay.
She's not impaired. He is.
How? Mm,
At this point, seeing everyone's kind of getting a little looser, I'm gonna stand up on a table and start like stomping on the table and also playing, trying to get people to like, get a rhythm going.
Okay.
Sir Royland starts tapping his foot.
With your previous
I'm
performance,
getting crazier.
you're kind of keeping it going, and like people are starting to get up, and this once desolate dance floor has become an actual dance floor. There's people partying. They don't even know why. Like there's no
So what I
festival
do-
going on, you're certain. But
It's
you've just
fun.
made
I
one.
create the festival.
There you go. Yeah.
It's what I do. It's what I'm here to do.
There's a few other people who look like they're more suited to the type of work that y'all are used to, mercenaries and such, and they're kind of going along with it as well. Negua, do
Yeah.
you continue following him?
I'll stop him and say, "Do you not have a room here?"
Oh, don't worry, dear. I have my own house. You prefer if I got a room here? My bed's much bigger than what they got here.
Wouldn't it be exciting having all these people downstairs?
He is very flustered, and he's just like looking around. Lead the way wherever you want to go.
Well, I think I don't have a room, so would you get one?
Yeah, just give me a moment. He just stumbles over to the barkeep, talks with him for a little longer than it should take, and it eventually is passed a key. He kind of like walks over to you for a moment, and then halfway there he stops, and then he kind of like signals you over to him, very obviously. There is no subtlety about this man at this moment.
Okay.
He heads up the stairs, I assume with you, and he heads to the first room on the left, opening the door and holding it open just for you.
Okay.
Back down on the dance floor.
I'm hooping and hollering, dude.
Cerulean, what are you doing?
Tapping my foot, enjoying a drink.
It's getting a little empty.
Yeah. I buy another one.
As you head over to the barkeep, he gets to you quicker this time because everyone's already got drinks at this point. They're all kind of dancing and having fun, and he kind of stops you for a second as he's pouring your next drink, and he seems to not be so like clingy with the money at this point. He's kind of just taking whatever you give him.
Right.
Because he's already having a good night now.
Right.
Y'all have basically made his night, but he kind of stops you for a moment. Hey, your friend there. Not the fun dancing one that I really, really like. Your friend just went
The other one?
upstairs. I didn't think she'd be the type, but wow, she just managed to bag the townmaster. He hasn't been with anyone since his wife passed.
Really? Huh. Wow. Where'd she go?
Oh, she just went upstairs. Lucky gal. She's got a lot of,
Really?
he's got a lot of money. I mean,
Dang.
if I was of the other persuasion, you know.
Right.
He finished pouring your drink and passes it to you.
I kind of nod to him, and then I grab the drink and I start walking upstairs to my room. To my room, air quotes.
I need God, I don't have your name thing. Hold on, I need my little note. What's your character's name, Gage? I forgot.
Vinell.
Vinell. Okay, that's who it was. I forgot. You have more friends in this town than you've had in any other town prior. Considering the ratio of people in this town, you're basically befriending everyone at this moment. There's people who are touching you that you probably wouldn't prefer to be touched by, but it's all in good fun. Essentially, you are being surrounded by people at this moment.
Yeah, I would think Vinell is the type to just go with the flow. You know, whatever.
And there is a flow.
And he's leading it. He's the spear point of this flow.
Negua, he's going ahead and locking the door and everything, and he's got you over. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm reassessing the situation.
Well, I mean, everything's going as planned for you.
Yeah, everything so far.
Yeah, your character doesn't know anything else going on, just that your plan's going exactly where you've been leading it.
I know. Maybe I shouldn't have heard that part that you said before.
Well, that's the key to good role playing. You just ignore
Keep on
that.
trucking. Yeah.
No. Oh my god. Okay. So why don't you come sit down on this bed and relax, and I'll take your boots off for you.
As you wish. He sits down and puts his big old stankin' boots right in front of you.
Yep. I pretend like I'm not disgusted.
You hear a very distinct jingle as he starts to undo the belt around his sort of tunic or whatever. And you can hear the weight of the belt as well as his coin pouch that lands right on the floor. Just merely a foot away.
Grab it and run. Run, you've never run before.
Well, I was hoping that I could get him to sleep.
Give him. I'm not there.
Would you like me to go grab you another drink?
I think we've had enough drinks, don't you think?
I don't know, you look pretty thirsty to me.
Oh, all right. I'll go grab us another drink.
No. You lay back and relax. Think of nice, calming things. And I'll go get you a drink.
Don't keep me waiting too long, alright?
Okay. Just make sure you don't lock the door.
Oh, wait. Here's the key. He passes you the key with his sweaty hands.
Gross. Okay. So I go downstairs.
As you're leaving the door, you pass Sir Royland.
Sir Royland looks to her and says, "That man you left with is the town master."
Oh.
Yeah, I hope you weren't planning on anything.
Does he get around?
I tell her that apparently the townmaster's wife died like 2 years ago.
So I'll take that as a no.
As far as I know.
So he'd probably remember me.
There's a good chance.
Okay. I still go and get him a drink.
Okay. He's delighted that you've come back. Like, immediately, the very first thing, aside from this shirtless man, you see his large coin pouch. Not the one attached to him, but the one on the floor. Do I need to change the age rating for this? No. You do see his coins waiting just right there, right on the floor. But he's very excited that you've come back and seems to be eyeing you expectantly.
Here's your drink.
He takes the drink and he notices that you look a little... Oh, sorry, I should probably do that in voice. You look a little warm. You probably should get more comfortable, don't you think?
I'm pretty comfy. I'm doing okay.
Oh. He sets the drink down on the nightstand. It's okay if you just need to go. I understand. I'm not the best looking chap.
I'm sure you're a wonderful man.
That's what they tell me. I should go. You can keep the room.
No. Stay and enjoy your drink. And we'll have fun.
What are we gonna do?
The night is young.
Oh, I'm crying.
Who knows what could happen?
Playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay, you tell me what you're planning on doing. We're gonna do a roll, and then we're gonna move on.
I don't know. I'm so torn.
I thought you were gonna jack his money.
Well, originally I was gonna wait until he was passed out and then steal everything, like his clothes, leave the man butt naked in a room. That was the original plan.
I mean, you could still do that.
I can still do that, yeah.
I could still do that.
You just can never show your face in this town again.
And that happened. But now I know that he's relevant.
That's so insulting.
No, he's an important.
That sounded mean. That sounded really mean, but
it's like when you look at them, there's just like that golden crown. It's like crap. I can't get rid of him.
And now I wonder if I should just make him like my sugar daddy.
Oh no.
Uh,
Dang.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, if you can get away with it.
I mean, I'll go off on my adventures, and then when I want money, I'll just be like, "Hey, can I have some?" But then I would probably have to sleep with him.
How much do you want that money?
I mean, I'm trying to just keep him busy long enough that he passes out, and then in the morning I tell him we slept together.
Well, I mean, he hasn't finished that drink you got him, apparently.
He drank the first one,
Yeah.
so he won't
But he
remember the morning. But he hasn't drank the second one yet.
Yeah. If you get him to down that one, maybe. Which, did you bring 2 drinks? Because then just drink it with him, you know?
That's true. But then I'm not as sharp. But it turns out I'm not that sharp anyway.
I mean, you're going to be sharper than him.
That's true. We'll drink together. Let's drink together.
Did you get a second drink?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and we'll simplify this so it doesn't get creepy on stream
Okay.
or just uncomfortable.
That's always a good thing.
You just roll persuasion with advantage because of the alcohol, and we'll just see how the night went. In very
I got a
little
21.
detail.
Wait, did she say a natural 1?
No, 21.
I didn't hear that. 21.
Oh, okay. I thought you said natural 1. I was like, no, well.
Without advantage.
So as for Vinell and Sir Royland, the night goes pretty smoothly. Y'all head to bed at a relatively decent time. Royland more decent than Vinell.
By now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have a good morning.
I even went to bed more decent than you did.
Yeah.
One question though, Negua, do you go to your own room or do you stay in this one?
I'll stay in this one.
Okay. As for your night, you end up little richer, maybe wiser.
Knowledge is power.
You wake up before he does, and you remember in the night when he decided to actually give you his pouch and decided to kind of tell you about his life and everything. You weren't paying attention too much, but he talked about his wife a lot. You didn't end up doing really anything. He eventually passed out, but you decided to pity him and stay with him anyway. You get 80 gold.
Woo! So do I have 100 or do I have 90?
What?
Because remember I lied to the guy?
Which guy? Hold on.
The shop guy. I was like, there's a 5th person. But I'll take his gold and I'll give it to him later.
I don't remember that. I'm sorry. I need to write that shit down.
I'll just do 90.
Okay. That's fine. It's fair because I forgot if it happened or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wake up early and leave his room. You said you'd probably see him again, and he seemed very happy before he passed out. Moving on, it's a bright and early morning. As for the other two that spent the night in the rooms on the right-hand side of the inn, you're at the front side of the inn itself. You actually have a nice window view of the open town center. It's kind of like this big circle with a a bunch of kids playing. There's a shrine. It's got some people who are kind of sickly and they're being cared for, but it's all going pretty nicely, and that's the kind of thing you wake up with. I assume you all get up around a similar time. Just excited for your payment, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about breakfast.
Yeah, you all meet downstairs, ready for breakfast, and the townmaster, or not the townmaster, the barkeep actually, on behalf of Vinell, brings all of you a nice hearty breakfast for helping him
Sweet.
liven up the night and actually really increase his monthly earnings.
You do what
Good
you
morning,
can,
barkeep.
man. Do what you can.
But yeah, the meal is a little more than decent.
Nice.
And y'all decide to head off to the town hall to meet with Sildar, who has already left
Okay.
ahead of you all.
So as we're leaving the bar, the tavern, I kind of look to Anegua and I just kind of eye her questioningly. You know, like, so what happened?
A girl never kiss and tell.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sir Royland of guy, he chuckles and he says, "All right," and we keep walking.
But yeah, we totally did it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Vino is confused because he has no idea what they're talking about, and then just ignores it because he doesn't want to know what they're talking about.
Man.
So I just gave y'all the town map, just so y'all have reference
Sweet.
there. And y'all are currently heading to the town master's hall.
Yeah.
Everything seems very calm and pretty quaint here. As you arrive at the town master hall, you notice a large bulletin board in front of the building, and it has several papers pinned up with different jobs listed on each one. There's one that kind of strikes you like as one you'd be interested in, that speaks of orcs, with a very decent reward. It's got a 500 gold payout for anyone who could take them out.
Oh. That looks interesting.
There's a few other things, such as a missing family and just a few other minor jobs and such.
Yeah.
The
What?
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, my character would be interested in the orc job.
Okay, you gonna go ahead and take the paper, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a little idea of more of what that is. There's apparently been a sighting of a band of orcs somewhere to the northeast, in the desert region known as Wyvern Tor. They've been sighted kind of scouting the area, and the town of Fandlin's kind of scared of the orcish invaders.
Rightfully so.
It says they've noticed at least 2 different scouting patrols, and it gives you a rough location on the map of where to head next.
Alright.
Vinell's gonna kind of scan over the missing family one, but he's not gonna grab it. He's just gonna like look it over.
Okay, it looks at it mentions that the Edermath family had gone missing, and all that was found was a sort of bloody trail that was wiped away. before it led anywhere. The whole family went missing. It was two
Dang.
young girls and a young boy, a mother and a father.
I'm just gonna keep that in mind, but I'm not gonna grab it.
Okay. And
That's
I
it.
guess also the person who runs the shrine, Sister Grail, has a job for adventurers who are more keen on dealing with things privately. It doesn't have details on the job though. Y'all head into the Townmaster's Hall. It's open, but there's only one person in there right now, and it's Sildar Hellwinter. He appears to be setting up a desk and preparing some things in the main room. The place itself looks like a sort of an open, round office with a small library and a few other doors that lead to smaller offices. It's a very professional building. Sildar sees you all enter and greets you very happily. Oh, you've made it. It's a pretty fun night, sounded like.
Oh yes, oh yes. Wherever I go, fun seems to follow.
Well, I believe you now on that. The Townmaster hasn't quite made it in. He probably would like to speak with you eventually. Not sure where he is. Anyway, as for your payment, I've got each of you 100 gold. As promised. Ooh.
Dear Lord.
That sounded bad.
What
Yeah,
just
hold
broke?
on.
Thank you for your generosity, Mr. Sildar.
Well, you saved my life. It's nothing. He's kind of going over what looks to be a map of the Sword Coast, and he's kind of moving his hand over it, looking around, trying to pinpoint something, but he can't quite put his finger on it. As for Gundren, we do need to locate him as soon as possible. I was ordered to come here anyway, via Lord Neverember. He sent me here to sort of set up a kind of a guard for the town. Doesn't really have defenses per se, or any.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. It's been doing well on its own, but we've heard of some ruffians going about causing trouble.
Oh yeah.
Rough.
Yeah, they seem to wear like red-colored scarves and just cause trouble for anyone around. They're on the east side of town, I've heard. But aside from that, maybe someone in this town knows where this Cragmaw Keep is.
Would you know where to begin looking?
I-
Information.
I would say probably go for the, maybe head to the shrine. Sister Grail might actually know a few things, or perhaps check with the Townmaster when he gets in.
Right.
Other than that, just check with everyone you can. See if you can find anything.
Alright, okay. Well, thank you, Sildar.
I'll be here if you need me. Just come on by. Don't be afraid to ask me for things.
Alright.
What?
What were you saying? Never mind.
I was saying he sits back down and starts going over everything and getting out notes and such.
All right.
I leave.
You leave.
Everybody leaves.
Yeah. All right. As you turn to leave, I'm just like, well, maybe one of us will wait here for the town master while the other two go to see Sister Grell, see if she knows any more.
Nigua, you alright?
Nope.
I think some important things fell.
You do have a point there.
Yeah. Why don't you and Negua go see Sister Grell while I wait here?
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll wait for Nego, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll say that y'all started heading towards the shrine itself.
Okay.
And we'll pretend that you just didn't see the town master as he head in after y'all. It doesn't take too long. But oh. Everything okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I have no idea what happened.
We don't either.
Yep.
It was just loud and scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought TJ got hurt, but he's fine.
Okay, good. But yeah, you and Negua and Vinal are heading off to the shrine to go speak with Sister Grail as Sir Roland waits for the town master, which he arrives shortly after they leave. He looks a little tired, more than a little tired, as he kind of passes by you and ignores you at first, heading towards his office, and then closing the door and going to his desk. Sildar kind of notices him go in and ignore you. It's fine if you want to go in and talk with him. I'm sure he's okay.
Right. Yeah, I knock on the door.
Come in.
I open it and I walk in.
You must be, Sir Roland of Guy, correct?
Yes, sir. You're the town master, right?
Yeah, Sildar said you wanted to speak with me or something.
Yes. We're looking for information about Cragmaw Keep.
I've never heard of a place like that. What kind of place is this?
Do I know what kind of place this is, out of character?
Roll insight.
That's a total of 15.
From what you could gather, it seems to be like a castle or something that was used in an old war.
What was that last part?
It's like a castle or something that that's been used in an old war.
Yeah.
Don't know where it is, of course, but you assume it's controlled by goblins and such.
Right. I relate to him. You know, it's supposed to be some sort of a castle used in a older war. I was wondering if you knew anybody in the town that might have a better idea of things like that.
You could maybe check with Sister Grail. He kind of starts rubbing his head. We also have the library. If you look through there, you may find a book on such a keep.
All right. I just kind of looked at him. So, you have a hard night?
I'd rather not talk about that.
I just smile. And I just, very well. I just say, well, it was nice to meet you, and I turn around, start to walk out.
Mutual. And he just kind of lays on the desk. Just his head flat on the desk.
He's not getting much work done today.
Where are you heading?
I'm going to head to the library.
Okay, it is in this building, so not far.
Right.
Go ahead and roll, we'll say investigation, to see if you can find a book on this. And we're gonna go ahead and after that and cut to Nigua and them.
I got a total of 20.
Okay. Expect good things. Just get excited.
Alright.
As for Nigua and Vinelli, I'll get to the shrine. The shrine itself is very small. It's got some little covered tents for the sick and poor. And there's a young elvish lady with long blonde hair that's kind of going and tending to each of these people. Seemingly non-stop, taking care of everyone. She doesn't look even the least bit tired. Like, she's spry and at it, like, just going. But at the same time, as you're approaching, she notices you and tries to make time for you as quick as possible. And after a few moments, she gets over to you, and politely bows in front of you. Hello, my name is Sister Grail. Can I help you with anything?
We heard you were looking for help.
What were you looking for again? I forgot what we were looking for here.
Roll
She
insight.
left a note.
Lost. Crap. I had lost my train of thought.
What'd you get on your insight roll?
15.
15? Okay.
15.
You know you need information on Cragmaw Keep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
And what were you saying, Nigua, though?
Is she?
I saw her note.
She kind of looks left and right. How about you two follow me this way? And she kind of points to back behind the shrine, away from just the open town center.
Okay.
Uh,
I kind of look at Nigua like a what? Okay. Like a what's going on kind of thing.
Do you ever know what's going on?
Not in this particular moment, no.
Fair point. Fair point.
She leads y'all over, and as soon as she knows
Maybe
that
you do.
there's no prying eyes, for the note, you two are trained adventurers, right?
You could call us that, yes.
You can handle your own?
In a
Yeah.
fight, yes.
I need help with something a little more subtle. Have you ever heard of a banshee?
Is that an insight check? coming
Yes.
on?
That is an insight check coming up.
14.
Nigua, you as well. Okay. You know that a banshee is a kind of ghost, Nigua, or something like that. Vinel, you know that banshees are something that's... It's like a ghost, but it's been put there because of vengeance or revenge or something sinister. It's not
Alright, well-
an average haunting or anything like that.
I'll look at her and say, yeah, I know of a banshee. It's not your typical haunting, but why would you ask of such a thing?
Well, my order has asked me to get some help from this banshee, a particular banshee. You see, there's a banshee just to the northeast of here at Old Conneberry. It's an old town near an older well. It's said that this banshee can answer any question. It has great knowledge and insight of centuries past. I need to know a very specific thing, but when I went to go speak with this banshee, it wouldn't have me. But if you could go speak with this banshee for me, I came upon this, and she starts unwrapping something that's wrapped in velvet. It's a silver, like a very pretty silver brush, a hairbrush, and she kind of holds it out. This brush, I came upon it. I know if you ask a banshee and offer it a gift, it'll maybe help you, but it turned me down.
What's wrong with you?
You notice, she looks a little banged up, actually. It's mostly healed, but she's got some bruising and such. My last encounter didn't go so well.
If it didn't necessarily work for you, why do you think it will work for us in a better way than it did for you?
Well, I'm not so sure for your friend here, but it's not too kind to us of the feminine persuasion, if you know what I mean. They can be very jealous. It's hard to explain. It's okay if you can't help me. I'm willing to pay, though.
Oh, well, you have me there.
I can offer you 50 gold each if you successfully answer the question for me. As for the question, I need to know where the spellbook of Bowgentle is. He was an old wizard, a very powerful wizard. My order's looking for this spellbook, but it's been lost for centuries. Do you think you can help?
For the money, I'm fine with the money. I don't know about I don't know about you, but I'm fine with the money. May I ask who this order is?
Her face goes pale for a moment. She kind of looks around again. Well, I shouldn't have told you about that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. If it's an under the table thing, I understand.
If you do this for me, I'll tell you more about the order, and perhaps give you a recommendation as well. But just know we need trustworthy people.
You think this order would pay a pretty penny for that book?
Well, of course, I'm willing to pay a pretty penny for that book.
Sound good to you? I look over at Negua. I'm fine with the deal.
Yeah.
Alright.
Excellent.
Looks like you have yourself a deal.
Just remember to ask about Bowgentle's spellbook and present the gift. Don't forget the gift. And she hands it to you wrapped up really quickly. I'll be here at the shrine if you need me.
Alrighty. Well, You have a nice day, man.
Bless you both. And she heads back over and starts tending to the sick again.
I was talking about getting the money from her and then getting the book.
We'll get the money afterwards.
But we don't have to get the book. All we have to do is give her an answer.
I mean, we can always make something up.
Very true.
What were we looking for? The Book of Bokankle? Is that it?
I'm not helping with that one.
Was it the Book of Bad Knees? I think that was it.
Sir Royland, as you're searching through this library, you actually find a book on the old war itself, and it actually mentions a Cragmaw Keep.
Oh yeah?
It doesn't mention its exact location, but it does give you a very good idea of where it is. It's somewhere to the east of an old place called Thunder Tree. And
Thunder Tree.
You have heard of Thunder Tree.
I've heard of Thunder Tree.
It's not far from Neverwinter. It's maybe a few miles north from here. It would take maybe a day and a half to get to, but if that's where it is, you know that old place has been abandoned for a long time after the old war, actually.
Right.
You didn't find anything about goblins for this keep. It was used in the old war by the town of Neverwinter itself as a barracks of sorts. In some orcish excursion.
Okay. So I want to look for a book on Thunder Tree too, actually.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation on that.
Got a nat 20.
Okay. You actually find a book called Thunder Tree, and it actually goes over the history of the town and things that's gone on in it. So anytime you're doing... This is actually going to have a benefit, though. Anytime you're in Thunder Tree, and you actually know exactly where it is, you can get there easily. Anytime you do any insight checks, or any wisdom or intelligence-based checks for Thunder Tree, or anything on, like, stuff that's going on in Thunder Tree, you have advantage on those.
Sweet.
Yes.
But yeah, you found the guide to Thunder Tree, essentially. Just the Prima strategy guide for Thunder Tree.
Sweet.
Thunder Tree for Dummies.
There you go.
Where are you, Vinell and Negua? Where y'all head?
The last place I saw our friend was at the mayor's office, or near Silverdor's office, so I'll head back there.
You're so good at the names.
I know them, but I like to pretend that I don't.
Are you going with them, Negua?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you all reunite at the library inside of the Townmaster's Hall.
Wonderful. Oh, I asked them if they've found anything. Well, did y'all find anything?
Somewhat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing
What did
major?
you find?
I pull out 2 books.
They certainly found way more than we did.
I found 2 books. These will actually... And I point to the one about the war, and I tell them, this one tells us about the war and Cragmaw Castle, though it doesn't quite mention it specifically where it's at. This one mentions Thunder Tree. Thunder Tree isn't supposedly far from the keep. This book has great deals about Thunder Tree. Thunder Tree is not very far away. We could get there very soon if we wanted to. And this would probably be a great way to find Crackball Keep.
Do you think what we need is in Thunder Tree?
We'll have to go there at least.
Alright. Well, I think our path is very clear.
Alright.
Oh, there's a cleric at the place that we went to just now.
Yeah, the shrine?
Yes. That asked us if we could find some sort of banshee. Do you know what a banshee is?
Hold on.
Let me rack my brain.
Let me really think about this. I got a total of 20. Do I know what a banshee is?
Oh my god,
That's
you're an
one.
expert. Hold on, I actually have to pull up something for that.
Oh wow.
I just mentioned banshee and I see his eyes, like the data. His
Banshee.
eyes. Is like, oh.
You can see the code just going up and down through my eyes. Just...
So yeah. You know that banshees are creatures formed from a spirit of a very vengeful, spiteful spirit. You know that they are very dangerous entities, and you know that nothing short of magical weapons can harm them.
A banshee.
Yes.
What about a banshee?
Well, she asked if we could go find one.
Not to fight it, I hope.
Well, I hope not. She said that banshee doesn't like women or likes men.
I turn and look at Negua. Well,
Can't please everybody.
You are right there. But she asked if we could find something about McHankle or something. I don't know.
oh, what?
I don't know. She had a weird accent. Oh, Bojingle.
Oh.
It's Bojingle. She said something about a book about Bojingle. Her friends wanted it or something.
So we have to ask it a question.
Yes. It was where the book was. If we got that question, or we got the answer to that question, to go back to her and she would compensate us for it. But that's not really related to our main quest, which is to find Karmaki.
True, but we have no idea what might wait us there, and it could be very dangerous.
Well, we live for danger.
This is true, but we should make sure we're prepared when we head out.
Sure. I don't want to end up like Bokinkle anytime soon.
I will say, if we wanted to help this person with the question pertaining to the Banshee, we have no ability to fight that unless one of you have a magical weapon.
My voice is a magical weapon.
I fear that might not be enough.
You insult me, son. You hurt me.
Let's just say I hope you can make it sleep.
On a good day. I understand what you mean, and I don't think that we are particularly ready to go toe-to-toe with such a beast. I think we could possibly just talk to it, and
I sure hope so.
if things get bad, then I don't have big legs, but you do, and I can jump on your back.
Well, I guess then what do we plan to do?
I say we go for Thunder Tree first, and then maybe the Banshee if we're up to it.
Well, I think we should let Sildar know what we found out.
You're right.
Sildar's busy at work at the desk, kind of doing. It looks like he's kind of looking over the records of the town itself. He's not paying attention to y'all as you study over your books and such.
I approach Sildar and I tell him about what I've found so far.
You relay everything you found so far, and he looks very ecstatic. Just wait, it hasn't even been 15 minutes, and so we have a very good idea of where Gundren might be.
Indeed, indeed. We plan to set out on that way pretty soon.
Well, I would say the sooner the better.
Indeed.
But I don't think if you do find the keep itself, just be wary about it. Maybe wait to take it on until we've got more information on it itself. I'd hate to lose you all on something and we don't even get Gundren back.
Yes.
We need to make sure that he's there if we do find it.
I look at Sildar and I say, "Don't worry, Sildar, you'll never lose me." And I'll wink at him.
Sildar.
Sorry?
Never mind. Well, I'll be here if you need me. I have to still watch over the town itself.
Right.
If it's really in Thundertree, you can just follow the way you've come from Neverwinter. It's not far. Maybe after you've found some information, head on back after a day or so.
Very well. Sounds like a plan.
Unless, of course, you find the keep itself. Gather as much information as you can. Just head back here before you make your final move. And I'll see if I can gather some people to help.
Alright.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Well,
And,
I'm sure, Barthen's Provisions, if you head by there, he actually has a stable. He'd probably be able to rent you some horses.
right. Well, we should start heading out and getting ready then. And so I turn to start to leave.
Okay.
I'll quickly follow.
We'll head to Barthen's, and we still need to take those supplies to the Lion Shield place.
Okay.
We didn't need to do that.
It's only been like 15 minutes.
That's true.
It's still morning.
It is still morning.
Right.
Y'all head to Barthen's Provisions and start, you head on into the store itself, and he seems very busy cleaning up, arranging some things, and the cart itself is right where you left it.
Cool.
He notices you come in as a bell jingles on the door. Oh, how are you doing? You'll sleep all right?
I slept fine.
Not really.
How are you?
Your cart's ready if you just want to take it over. I can help you get a horse on there.
Right. I think that we should do that real quick.
I would like that. I'm quite a tiny man, and horses are not my thing.
Yes, if you don't mind, could you help us with that?
No problem. I'll get one of my horses. Anything else you need?
We plan to be heading out to Thundertree soon, and we might need to have some transportation for that.
3 horses? No problem.
All right. Thank you very kindly.
I'll go ahead and settle them up. It's gonna be 25 silver for the day. How many days you
How
gonna
much?
need 'em?
Uh, we're not sure. Could be anywhere from 3 days to a week.
In that case,
Yeah,
we'll
just
just
pay a
do
week.
the unsure rate. It's gonna be 50 silver each.
50 silver each.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and set up a horse for the cart, and I'll head over and get them all settled up for you.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, he accepts your payment and sets a horse up on the cart for you to take over to the Lancho Coster, and he heads to the stable and starts prepping your horses.
Sweet.
I assume you head straight for the Lancho Coster.
Indeed.
When you arrive, you see hanging above the front door of this modest little trading post
Huh?
you see hanging above the front door of this modest trading post is a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue line painted on it. The store has a going out of business sign on it. As you enter, you see a young human female. She's got very short braided hair, kind of braided around the back. She looks like she's very hectically moving about, and she's looks very stressed and not very happy.
Right.
She doesn't hardly notice you enter, but after a moment she turns toward you. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
Hello? Yes, we found something. Would you mind coming and taking a look?
I'm a little busy right now. What is it?
I promise this will make your day.
If you say
I
so.
wink at her.
I lead her to the cart.
She kind of ignores the wink. She saw it. For sure. But,
At least she saw it.
she notices the cart. Oh, what's all this then?
We'll take a look.
She looks at the cart and looks inside, and the moment she sees one of the crates, she starts, like, getting on top of the cart and looking at the crates itself. This is my mission shipment. How did you find it?
Well, we were traveling along the Triborg Trail when we were attacked by goblins. We chased them into a cave, and we found these in there. It seemed they had stolen them.
This is wonderful. Do you mind helping me bring these in to the back here?
Oh, no problem. Sure.
She brings the cart around back, and you all start unloading it. It takes a few minutes, and finally she's like, hold on, I'll get you a payment for this. I don't have much right now, but if you come back in a few days, I'll be able to give you a discount if you'd like.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
I like that discount.
Just a moment, I'll
Discount is my
get you some
money.
payment. She comes back out in just a moment with 20 gold each for you.
Sweet.
I really can't thank you enough for this. I thought we were gonna go out of business.
Well, now you don't have to
You
worry about
probably
that.
would have if it not for us, but hey, you know.
Oh, I'm thankful for you.
Yeah.
Is there any wares you need? I have shields, swords, bows, arrows, anything in the like. Armor as well.
Hmm.
You have crossbow bolts.
Certainly. How many you need?
How many per quiver or per satchel?
You want a quiver? I'll get it for 10 silver just for you.
I'd like to get three quivers or bolt satchels, whatever you call them.
Okay, it's 20 bolts each.
Alright. Sweet.
Anyone else need anything?
Hold on.
You got any magical stuff?
I don't really deal with magical items. Every once in a while there's a magic shop that opens up. If it's not in town at the moment, you'll know by well, you'll know when you see it. If you go down the street heading towards the Sleeping Giant Inn, it's the end towards the Transcendar Manor. You'll notice it. It's a very, very tall manor. Looks like it's been burned down. If you head down that street, you'll notice either a very fancy building or a place where one should be.
Hmm.
That's kind of how you know if it's open or closed.
Odd. Can't say I've ever seen that.
The man that owns it, if it's even a place he can own, he's very odd. He doesn't come by very often, but he seems to always be there when you need him.
We could probably check that out if you want.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll head, or Vinyl will leave once he has his things. And...
You're heading towards the mysterious place.
Right.
Yeah.
See if there's any magics going on.
Okay. You head down the street like you were told, heading towards the Tresendar Manor. And as you're heading there, you pass a empty lot, and there's kind of a... It looks like there was a foundation here at one point, but it's gone now. And you're not sure if it was at exactly the spot, so you head down just a little more until you hear a thud. A very loud one. Kind of like the sound of a building hitting the ground. You turn quickly to notice there's a building where that foundation used to be. It has a very beautiful blue roof with pink window seals. There's a sign on the front, but you can't really make it out. It's in an odd language. Remind me, are any of you tieflings?
Tiefling? No.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you don't really know what it says, but it's very fancy writing. You assume it's the place. Hold up.
Alright.
I'll,
I gotta grab something real quick.
I'll turn over and say, well, I guess she wasn't wrong. I didn't expect her to actually be correct on that. Ignore the sounds. Difficult. Technical difficulty. It's right here.
Ow! Well, that was loud.
Snap, crackle, pop.
I'm
Y'all
deaf now.
Y'all actually heard that.
Yeah, twice actually.
I had it muted on my end, but I heard it through y'all's mic.
That's unfortunate.
Good streaming.
Hey, step back.
Alright, so we're gonna walk into this brand new building.
Walk into this building, materialize out of thin air.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Right.
Although, I don't want to go first.
I'm not scared.
I am. So I will be behind you.
There's a certain smell to this place, kind of like a old incense. Not freshly burned, but the smell just kind of lingers there.
Ugh.
The incense faded away, but the smell remained.
Yeah. As you head on into the building, you don't see anyone in there. You kind of look around and try to find if there's someone who actually owns the place. You notice large books stacked that seem to be holding up large tables that are covered with more and more books, as well as strange oddities on display and curiosities, all of which seem to be just out of arm's reach. There is a noticeable desk, however, with a big bell that says "Ring me."
It says ring me.
It says "Ring me."
I walk up and I ring it.
It
I
makes
step back.
absolutely no sound. However, as you're ringing it, you notice a hand stops the bell.
Sweet.
There's a very, 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 very small, scaled, dragon-like creature standing on two legs, of course, and he's holding the bell and looks up at you. Sorry, sir. The bell's out of order. Can I help you?
Yes. We were told that you sold magical items.
What would give you that idea? Who told you?
I don't know. Probably just the building materializing out of thin air.
That didn't happen.
It didn't. Didn't fall out of the sky.
Can I interest you in magical wares?
Yes, you could.
Excellent. I don't like questions.
By now, kind of just scratches his forehead.
What are you looking for in particular?
Perhaps a weapon of some sort.
Boring. Anyway, what kind of weapon?
Personally, I'd be interested in any sort of enchanted longsword or something.
Oh, the boring type. Hold on, I'll see what I have.
Indeed.
He heads off to the back, and as he starts heading to the back of the store, you notice as he's walking, it looks like he's going further than the store would allow him to before hitting a wall. And he seems to be getting smaller and smaller as he heads further and further back into the room. Eventually,
Magic.
he starts heading back with a something that looks to be wrapped in leather. As he finally heads back to you, he sets the heavy metal leather wrapped, you assume, sword, and sets it on the table. It's kind of got a faint aura to it. You can feel something about it. Now go on, test it out.
I look at it cautiously and I ask him, well, no. I look at it and I consider it. I say, how is it imbued with magic?
Magically.
Well, very much so, but with what process?
A magical process. I don't like questions.
I grab the sword.
You grab the sword and it easily falls out of the leather. And it looks like a short sword. But it has the weight of a long sword. It is the size of a short sword as well. It's kind of small.
Yeah.
Smaller than you expected, of course.
I kind of just twist it through the air, kind of getting a feel for it.
How's the weight? Does it feel nice?
Huh?
It should.
It feels just exactly like a longsword. Very well balanced.
The weapon itself feels very comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
He kind of takes the leather and straightens it out, and it starts turning into a sheath. Now, how are you planning on paying for this?
What would you like for it?
It is 310 gold.
310 gold. Give me just a second.
You're not even going to ask any questions?
You don't like questions.
I never said that.
You did.
I hate when people put words in my mouth.
You put the words in your mouth.
Do you want the sword or not?
Maybe.
You too.
I'll look around.
Why are you just
very confused?
staring?
Confused look. I'm just gonna wait outside.
I stare a little bit harder.
You girl. Tell me. There's a story about you.
Me?
Who knows? Where's my gold?
I look at him and say, I'll give you 138 gold for it.
I'm sorry?
138 gold.
No, I clearly said 280 gold.
You clearly asked for 100 gold.
I'm sorry, no. I said 210 gold and that's final.
Tell you what. I'll give you 50 gold, 2 silver, and this crossbow.
If this is the kind of deal you want to make, sir, we will make a deal. And this deal will be something you cannot surpass. 100 gold, and you shake hands with my dagger.
Shake hands with...
All
right.
What I mean is, you give me some of your blood.
What?
Whoa.
My blood. You want my blood?
You're going to spill any anyway. Well, not as much
On-
with this sword, of course.
Maybe.
Not
but
of your
why
own.
do you want my blood?
I don't like questions.
I don't either.
210 gold.
100 gold in my blood?
That's what I said, yes.
Alright.
Excellent, excellent. Now shake hands with my dagger, please.
I shake hands with his dagger.
The dagger cuts you very gently and delicately, but the blood doesn't fall to the ground. Instead, it's absorbed inside of the dagger.
Okay.
He takes your 100 gold as well, and passes you the sheath of
Very
the
well.
sword, which is much, much longer than the short sword itself. As for the properties of the weapon, they should come to you in a moment. You're
Very well.
confused about what he means, but after a moment, you understand what he meant. The weapon itself, by the way, gives you a +1. It counts as a long sword, but looks like a short sword. It's very good at deception if you need. It's easier to hide as well.
Wonderful.
Girl, do you need anything? Sorry, does my wonderful store bore you?
I don't like questions.
I see. Fine then. Suit yourself.
Do you have anything a cleric might like?
A cleric?
Cleric.
Let me see. I'll be just a moment. He heads off to the back. And he looks, he kind of turns a corner that you didn't expect to be there. And after a moment, you hear something fall over, and he heads on back. Seems to be He has like some shoulder pads. They're made of leather. He kind of sets them up on the counter, which he, of course, has trouble reaching. These here, they're the type to protect those of the more holier than thou sort. If you
How so?
know what I mean. Well, it'll help with those special conditions, if you understand. Things that you wouldn't want to deal with if you were attempting to pray and or deal damage in battle. It'll keep you alive longer.
How much?
Well, for someone like yourself, 310 gold. Please don't make me put them back on the shelf. They're calling your name.
Maybe for 150 gold.
450 gold it is.
150 gold.
I'm sorry, what?
150?
No, that price won't do. I said 300.
And I said 150.
No, I said 150. You're not very good at haggling. Anyway, 150 gold. That's final.
Alright.
He takes the gold and passes you your shoulder pads.
I like this man. I like this man a lot.
You're outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You
I'm
left
saying
after
this
I
out
shot
of
back.
saying this character, I like him. Vinell's kind of just whistling and kicking rocks.
Vinell, by the way, you notice a group of people with flowing red scarves kind of hiding their faces and covering their heads. As they start to approach you, there's 3 of them. They seem to be walking straight towards you. Anyway, Nugua, the shoulder pads, they will give you a special acid and necrotic resistance. It is also a +1 armor piece, so enjoy that. That means with the, they are leather shoulder pads, so you would get the leather armor bonus for that. But essentially just, like, what armor do you have equipped right now? I think you have chainmail. I think it would give you the same exact armor bonus or whatever. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think I have armor on.
Oh. What's your dexterity modifier?
8. -1.
Okay. In that case, you would have, it would be, that'd be 14 minus 1. So you'd have 14 with that because of the +1. So it'd give you a 14 AC.
Wait, my armor class is 12.
I think you're not wearing armor then.
Okay.
So you would have a 14 AC with this. And acid and necrotic resistance.
Huh.
Which means half damage for those damage types. As you take your goods and head out of the store, the armor itself seems to be the perfect size for you. You notice your friend Vinell being surrounded by 3 large fellows wearing red scarves covering their faces and leather armor, and you can see daggers at their hips. And they seem to be picking a fight with him.
Vinell's just gonna hold his hands out like what's that move? Yeah, what's that one that we reference a lot?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. He's
Yeah.
gonna do the whole Pulp Fiction meme.
Yeah.
Where he kind of just holds his hand out and he's gonna look around.
He's like, what?
Like, fellas, we can talk
And
this out.
you all hear the larger man with a scar over his eye. Well, well, well. Looks like we have some lost pups here. That's what we're gonna call it for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Dang.
We'll be streaming again next Wednesday, I think. Is that good for everyone else?
Sounds good to me.
In that case,
Affirmative.
we'll be streaming a week from now. Thanks for watching.
Adios.
Bye.
Later.